to InfoHub. In our headlines, sluggish sugar performance stifles GDP. CH&PA closely monitoring regional offices. New and improved rice variety coming. Emancipation exhibition opens and Guyana Amazon warriors visits boys' orphanage. Stay tuned for these and more. Daddy! Now for the details, a slower than projected performance in sugar has resulted in Guyana's gross domestic product growth rate being revised downwards. Paul McAdam reports.
The lower projected GDP is directly related to the lack of performance of the sugar industry, according to Finance Minister Winston Jordan.
As a result of the half year and the performance of sugar, we are being quite cautious, and we have revised the growth rate to 3.1%. Okay? There's nothing that we could do about sugar, all right? And for the time being, there's nothing that we can do about sugar. It will take us a long time to get sugar righted. And when we get sugar righted, it will not be in terms of the heady days of the 70s and so on, where we had sugar production of 355,000 tons, 370,000 tons. No. It will be an industry that will more or less stabilize at about roughly 150,000 tons.
More will be spent by government, the minister explained, that was spent relative in the 1970s for far lower production figures.
If sugar only came in at what we had projected at the budget time, the growth rate of 3.8% would have been surpassed based on the half year's performance. Because rice has done exceptionally well, right? At the half year it increased by 31% exceptionally well, and it has been responding to the new markets that we have found in places like Mexico and Panama and so on. And if you haven't known, we have also now found a market in Cuba. Nanpasad will be exporting rice to Cuba. I think yes, before shipment is due in September, I think it was. So with these other sectors growing, fishing and so on, that are growing, we would have exceeded the growth rate, the projected growth rate in 2017, if only sugar came in just at the budgeted number or even just slightly less.
Government has already spent more than $19 billion on the sugar industry since taking office as part of efforts to restructure and revitalize it. The projected growth for 2017 is now estimated at 3.1%. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
In this next report, we bring you an update on our trending topic, rice. In the near future, rice farmers can expect a new and improved rice variety. Delicia Haynes has the details.
A new rice variety is currently being developed by the Guyana Rice Development Board's research station. General Manager of the board, Alison Peters, said that it may take some time, but it can be expected.
There is a variety that the plant breeder is working on. We don't want to show our hands before it's ready because seed paddy developing a new variety takes several seasons. It's at a stage where we're cultivating it in farmers' fields and we're looking at how it's behaving in those fields. We can't tell you next season, we can't tell you the season after, but it's soon.
Earlier in the year, it was projected that this new variety could be expected by 2018. The new variety promises greater yields and overall performance in fields. It is also likely to eliminate the use of smuggled brands of rice paddy from other countries. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
CH&PA will now be monitoring all regional offices in Guyana closely on the heels of a police investigation on a Region 2 employee. Crystal Stahl has the details.
A Region 2 Central Housing and Planning Authority regional housing offices currently under investigations by the police force for the unlawful collection of $50,000 and the forging of a receipt for a house lot. Retired Lieutenant Colonel of the Guyana Defense Force and the Chief Executive Officer of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Leland Saul, revealed the information at a presser on Monday.
We receive a report which seems to suggest that the regional housing officer at Region Number 2 unlawfully collected $50,000 and issued a forged receipt for a house lot. The police was called Lynn, and the accused was arrested. Investigation is ongoing to establish whether or not this is an isolated incident or a pattern of corrupt practice.
The employee is said to be on administrative paid leave since the matter is still under investigation. The CEO said the office will take necessary actions based on the outcome of the findings of the report. However, the CEO is strongly advising, with the exception of the main offices in Georgetown and Linden, the public in regions 2, 3, 5, 6, and 9 should make payments at their respective RDC offices. Citizens are asked to disable any corruption by offering bribes to members of the CH&PA and to report any cases of bribery to managers of the agency. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
A number of interventions are being rolled out to address social issues plaguing Baramita in the Matakai Sub-District Region 1. InfoHub was in the region and has the details.
A team of government officials recently conducted a follow-up visit to Baramita Region 1 to advance some of the strategies which were formulated following the establishment of the task force earlier this year. Among those plans are to deliver better quality of education to the people by providing more scholarships at both the secondary and tertiary levels. Permanent Secretary Alfred King explained that the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs is also working to get more youths involved in the HAZE program.
I believe we have a good plan that would see us on the short term take some corrective action as it relates to delivering good services to the community, the residents of the community, including health care, quality education, access, and modifying a little bit the way we deliver the curriculum. We are also looking at the economic opportunities for young people. And here's where our HAZE program that was designed to bring some level of income to the community, as well as training young people while retaining them for 1 year, giving them startup grant, and as well as providing all the training material required for them to learn vocational, life skills, and entrepreneurial skills so they can start up small businesses. And of course, we also give them grants to start up the small business. The first round of HAZE that we had in here, the young people weren't coming forward and we only had 8 persons who signed on. Well, this time around we were working furiously and we were told that we have 16 to date. So we are offering them as an intervention necessary for this community a second round of HAZE.
The Ministry of Agriculture and NARI have started to provide technical and other support to small groups of residents who are interested in farming.
We brought in a number of seeds. NARI would be working with little groups, persons with interest in crops. And once we clear areas and identify what it is they want to get involved in terms of agriculture, NARI and the livestock group from agriculture will take the lead, hold their hands, and take them through the process of establishing those farms.
Baramita, which has a population of over 3,000, is faced with a number of issues given the social ills and the realities which existed during the last decade. When the government took office in 2015, it intervened and developed an interministerial task force that is responsible for developing strategies to address the issues. Zaniel Williams for InfoHub.
The first batch of tissue-cultured coconut planting material is expected to arrive in October. Chief Executive Officer of NARI has confirmed that the first batch of tissue-cultured planting material for the coconut is expected before year-end.
We have one of our staff members who is studying at the university in Mexico and working with the professor who actually developed the technology for tissue-cultured coconut plants. And they have indicated to me we'll have a first batch in October and a second batch in January of next year.
Tissue-cultured planting materials are generated from a living tissue grown in an artificial medium of cells. The utilization of these materials is expected to catapult the coconut industry, thereby increasing production.
When we start working on those, we'll be in a better position. After we've gotten the materials and before I suspect at the end of the year or early next year, to say definitively that, look, we'll be able to do tissue-cultured coconut materials in addition to what the nurseries will be producing.
This is one of the many undertakings of NARI which will ensure that this crop becomes a major economic product within the agriculture sector, Dr. Homnott said. The Ministry of Education officially opened the Emancipation exhibition today at the Museum of African Heritage. Zanil Williams has more.
This exhibition is part of the ministry's celebration of Emancipation Month. It will be held for the entire month to enlighten Guyanese of their deep African cultural roots. Director of Culture, Tamika Botswain, said,
We lost a lot. Culturally, we lost a lot in terms of skills, in terms of our creativity, in terms of our innovation. And through this exhibition, we should be reminded of that ability that we would have in us, in our genes, that we can be great again. The essence of what we know today as science came from the research and the discovery that was going on in those early years in Africa. We would have lost a lot during the slave trade, but it doesn't mean that we can't reclaim it.
The exhibition is being held under the theme Breaking Silence, Africa Before the Transatlantic Enslavement. This is expected to inspire a celebration of Africa before the Atlantic slave trade. Not only will persons be informed of the African's way of life, but they will understand the importance of embedding such skills into today's society.
It is upon the community to engender these skills in our young ones coming up, to ensure that we have more scholarly individuals, we have more scientists.
Between 2015 and 2024, worldwide, persons would have been celebrating the decades of people of African descent. InfoHub spoke to the audience.
It's amazing to just see my fellow Africans around and see their cultures and what they used to do in the past. I didn't know they had male paddles and female paddles that they used to use back in that day. So it's very amazing to know what happened back in.
Godfrey Austin, a born Guyanese who is currently visiting Guyana after some 40 years, said it was interesting.
Just to come here and see the continuation of, I guess, the black history in Guyana and moving forward. And it's interesting, just to read the history. There's a lot of people out there that don't know the true history of, black history and things like that.
Zanil Williams for InfoHub.
And in our final story, the Guyana Amazon Warriors today made dreams come true when they visited the St. John's Bosco All-Boys Orphanage at Pleasance. Gabriela Patram was there and has the details.
The faces of the young boys from the orphanage lit up as they met some of their favorite cricketers. With bright smiles on their faces, the children hugged and fist-pounded the players. The cricketers found joy in interacting with the boys and even enjoyed a game of cricket with them. The children relished the opportunity to display their skills with the ball and bat. The visit was part of the social responsibility of the team, which was sponsored by the Ghana Telephone and Telegraph Company, GTT.
This is something I'm sure they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And we are indeed happy to be here. There will be 25 of them at the game. I understand the school has 40 students, but 25 of them will be at the game because 25 are in residence right now. So we're happy to be part of it.
Speaking on behalf of the Amazon Warriors was fast bowler Sohail Tanvir.
On behalf of Guyana Amazon Warriors, we're very thankful to GTT on organizing this such a beautiful event. We all enjoyed our time here with the kids, and it's a great organization for the kids, for the orphan kids, and I'm really happy to be part of this event, and I wish all the very best to the kids. I hope they have a bright future.
Don't forget to support the Warriors at the Guyana National Stadium as they take on the Jamaican Talawas on August 17th at 18 hours, the Trinidad Knight Riders on August 19th at 12 hours, the Barbados Tridents on the 20th at 18 hours, and the St. Lucia Stars on the 22nd at 18 hours. Gabriela Patram for InfoHub.
Thanks for watching. Connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.